Welcome to another episode on our channel, The Disembodied Voice, where we delve deep into the complexity and diversity of human experiences. Today's topic is a significant one in today's Western society: the evolving definition of what it means to be a healthy man, the rise of gender equality, and the paradoxical expectations that have resulted from this societal shift. Let's embark on this exploration together. The modern man's health extends beyond mere physical well-being, encompassing a spectrum of mental, emotional, and social aspects as well. The traditional archetype of a stoic, unemotional man who is a sole provider and protector has been challenged and redefined. Men are now encouraged to embrace their emotions, to share in family responsibilities, and to recognize the value of vulnerability. This change has been largely driven by the push for gender equality. Women, for decades, have fought for their right to work, to vote, to be heard, and to be treated equally. This equality extends to the home and relationships too, with expectations of shared responsibilities and emotional openness. However, this new wave of equality has led to an unexpected development. The average man, recognizing the demand for equality, has begun to express the need for equal treatment in their personal lives as well. They've started to question why they should suppress their emotions, or why they should bear the brunt of financial responsibilities. This shift has led to some interesting reactions. As men strive to be more emotionally open and expect support in traditionally male roles, some women have expressed a desire to revert to more traditional gender roles. They call upon men to be the providers and protectors, to embody the traditional masculinity. Simultaneously, these same voices refuse to adhere to the traditional female role, insisting on maintaining their independence and self-sufficiency. They demand to be treated as queens, asserting a high value for themselves that, statistically, would be improbable to maintain across all individuals. The situation presents an intriguing paradox. On one hand, there is a push for gender equality and a desire for men to embrace a broader, healthier definition of masculinity. On the other hand, there is a call for men to hold on to traditional roles while women retain their earned independence and self-determination. The question arises: can society navigate this complex terrain, balancing the call for equality with the desire for traditional roles? The answer lies in our willingness to engage in open and honest conversations, to question our biases, and to redefine our expectations. In the end, perhaps the most healthy approach for a man in today's Western society is to embrace the full spectrum of his humanity, his strength and vulnerability, his emotions and logic, his ability to provide and to receive support. By acknowledging that these traits are not exclusive to one gender or the other, we can move towards a more equal and understanding society. It's a fascinating time of societal change and self-reflection, and we all play a role in shaping the future. As we continue to explore these topics, remember that each one of us contributes to the narrative of what it means to be a man or a woman in today's society. As we navigate this landscape, it's important to remember that change does not come without its challenges. There will be resistance, there will be confusion, and there will be a clashing of old and new values. However, it is through these challenges that we grow, both as individuals and as a society. When men seek to redefine their roles, they are not just changing themselves, but also influencing those around them. They are setting new examples and challenging the status quo. Furthermore, it's crucial to note that the pursuit of equality does not mean identical roles for all. Men and women, while equal in value and rights, are diverse in their strengths, interests, and perspectives. This diversity should be celebrated and leveraged, not suppressed in the name of uniformity. The dialogue around gender equality has opened up a new realm of self-expression for men. It has allowed men to reflect on their own identities outside of the traditional roles of provider and protector, to question the societal expectations placed upon them, and to envision a more holistic idea of masculinity that includes emotional expression and vulnerability. But the question still stands: how does this dynamic play out in the face of women who push for traditional male roles while themselves refusing to adhere to traditional female roles? To navigate this paradox, we must continue to engage in open and honest conversations about our expectations and our biases. We must be willing to question our own beliefs and to listen to others with empathy and understanding. Just as women have fought for their right to be more than just caregivers and homemakers, men too have the right to be more than just providers and protectors. And just as women have the right to assert their value and independence, men too have the right to express their emotions and vulnerability. The key lies in respecting and valuing the individual for who they are, rather than what traditional roles they are expected to fill. It's about acknowledging and appreciating the full spectrum of human experience, regardless of gender. And so, we continue this journey, exploring the changing definitions of gender roles and the pursuit of equality. It's a complex and ongoing conversation, but one that is crucial for our growth as a society. As we delve deeper into this conversation, it's clear that the path to equality and understanding is not a straightforward one. It's a journey filled with questions, contradictions, and continual learning. Yet it's a journey worth taking for the growth and enrichment of our society. When we talk about the average man realizing they need to be treated as equal, we're touching on a significant shift in societal thinking. Men are beginning to understand that equality doesn't only benefit women, but it also provides them the freedom to express themselves fully without the constraints of traditional gender roles. But as we've seen, this shift towards equality can lead to conflicting expectations. There's a tug-of-war between the old and the new, the traditional and the progressive. How does one reconcile the call for men to be traditional with the insistence that women deserve to be treated as queens? The truth is, such reconciliation comes with time, conversation, and a lot of understanding. It involves breaking down old stereotypes and biases and building a new, more inclusive perspective on gender roles. It requires acknowledging the diversity of human experiences and validating them, irrespective of gender. As a society, we need to understand that everyone, regardless of their gender, has the right to assert their worth and to be treated with respect. It's not about women being all 10 SE, or men being the sole protectors and providers. It's about recognizing the inherent value of every individual and treating them as equals. At the same time, we need to appreciate that everyone has the right to express their emotions and vulnerabilities. It's not a sign of weakness, but a sign of authenticity and strength. Emotions don't discriminate between genders. They're a universal part of the human experience. So what does it mean to be a healthy man in today's Western society? Perhaps it means freeing oneself from the constraints of traditional masculinity. It means embracing the full spectrum of human emotions and experiences. It means standing up for equality, not just for women, but also for oneself. And as for the women who push for traditional male roles while refusing to adhere to traditional female roles, they too are part of this journey towards understanding and equality. They too are learning, growing, and navigating the complexities of societal expectations. The path to equality is not a smooth one, but it's a path that leads us towards a more understanding, compassionate, and inclusive society. As we continue this conversation, let's remember to respect and value each other's experiences, to listen with empathy, and to challenge our own biases. Moving forward, it's essential to consider how these conversations about equality, traditional roles, and expectations shape our societal norms and individual behaviors. The dialogue around gender roles isn't confined to academic discussions or social media debates, but plays out in our daily lives, in our homes, workplaces, and relationships. When men step into the sphere of emotional openness and vulnerability, they often face resistance or confusion. They may be told they're too emotional or that they need to man up. These responses stem from ingrained societal expectations of what it means to be a man, which we are collectively challenging and reshaping. On the other hand, women asserting their independence and self-worth might face accusations of being unrealistic or entitled. These criticisms often emerge from deeply rooted beliefs about a woman's place and value in society, beliefs that are being actively questioned and redefined. The intersection of these evolving gender roles and expectations presents a dynamic and often confusing landscape. However, it's within this confusion that we find opportunities for growth, understanding, and change. The solution to this paradox isn't about reverting to traditional roles or forcing a one-size-fits-all approach to equality. It's about fostering an environment where everyone is free to express themselves authentically, to assert their worth, and to engage in relationships and responsibilities that align with their values and strengths. This environment is one where a man's worth isn't measured by his ability to provide and protect alone, but also by his capacity to nurture, empathize, and express himself emotionally. Similarly, a woman's value isn't determined solely by her looks or her willingness to adhere to traditional roles, but by her intelligence, strength, independence, and individual qualities. As we progress in our journey towards understanding and equality, it's crucial to foster patience and empathy. Change is a process, not an event. It involves unlearning deeply ingrained beliefs, challenging our own biases, and embracing new perspectives. It's about recognizing that each individual, regardless of gender, has a unique experience and perspective to offer. By valuing these diverse experiences and perspectives, we can build a society that is not just equal, but also rich in understanding, compassion, and respect. In this ongoing conversation about what it means to be a healthy man in today's Western society, let's remember to listen, to learn, and to embrace the full spectrum of our shared humanity. In conclusion, the transformation of gender roles and expectations in today's Western society presents both challenges and opportunities. Men are exploring new dimensions of their identities beyond the traditional norms, becoming more emotionally open and demanding equal treatment. Meanwhile, women are asserting their worth, refusing to be boxed into traditional roles, while also navigating the paradoxes that arise from these shifting societal dynamics. These changes may cause discomfort and confusion as we grapple with outdated stereotypes and learn to embrace new paradigms. However, they also open the door to a more understanding and inclusive society. A society where the worth of an individual is not determined by their adherence to traditional gender roles, but by their unique qualities, strengths, and contributions. Being a healthy man in today's Western society means embracing this full range of human experiences. It means being strong yet vulnerable, logical yet emotional, independent yet supportive. It's about dismantling the notion that men should be boxed into a rigid definition of masculinity, and instead promoting an understanding of masculinity that celebrates diversity, equality, and authenticity. The journey towards equality and understanding is complex and ongoing. It's a journey filled with growth, learning, and unlearning. But it's a journey worth embarking on, as it leads us towards a society that values each individual for who they are, not what traditional roles they are expected to fill. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of what it means to be a healthy man in today's Western society. This is a vast and complex topic, and we've only just scratched the surface. We look forward to continuing this conversation in future episodes. Until then, let's all strive to embrace our shared humanity, challenge our biases, and foster understanding and equality in our daily lives.